So Patsy McKinney from Dalhousie, New Brunswick. My family's connected to Eel River Bar First Nation community. And I attended Renaissance College from 2003 to 2007. I've been married for 42 years. My husband is Sean McKinney. We have 2 adult children. My daughter Josie is a Crown Attorney in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and she's a graduate of Renaissance College. She graduated in 2003. And my son Reese McKinney. Reese works in construction and gave me 3 beautiful grandchildren, Elizabeth, Abigail, and Reese. I'm really proud of my family. I have an amazing family. My journey through Renaissance College was absolutely life-changing for me, and it's brought me to where I am today in a position of leadership, and I'm very grateful for that experience. It was my daughter who talked me into coming here. So Josie was in the inaugural class, and she talked me into coming here right after her. So when I started here, I didn't even know how to turn the computer on, let alone navigate my way through it. My very first paper I actually wrote on loose leaf, and all of these students were handing in these beautiful typed reports. Mine was handwritten. And I remember getting my first paper back. I got a B-, which I was delighted with. But the professor attached a note to it saying, if you could have found your way to a computer, it would have offered you one more opportunity for editing. And I know that word for word because I read it over and over again because I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know what it meant, and I was too embarrassed to ask that question. But what he was talking about was spell check on the computer. And then the 2 things I hated the most about Renaissance College were public speaking. So we had to get up and present projects to the class, sometimes to just our class, but other times to the whole school. And sometimes there was external people in there, made me nervous wreck. And the other thing I hated about Renaissance College was group work. I just wanted to do my own work. I didn't want to work in a group. I didn't see the value in it. And what am I doing today? I do a tremendous amount of public speaking. I'm pretty comfortable doing it. And I work in groups pretty much every day. It's what I do. So those are the things I hated, but realized those are the things I really needed to do the work that I do now. So I'm really grateful for that. Grateful for the support I've had from my family. So my husband was a huge support that got me through this. I was quitting multiple times. I thought I bit off more than I could chew. And my daughter especially was a huge supporter in helping me get through this. As I was saying to the dean, my international internship was in New Zealand. It was an amazing experience. I was really grateful for that. Yeah, so much of what I get to do here really serves the work that I do now at Under One Sky. So I'm really grateful for that, and grateful for the interns that we take. So I think we are up to 5 different interns that we've had from Renaissance College. So I love these young people with all their energy, and I'm looking forward to bigger and better things and collaborating more with the university. Love where I work. It started as a very small place, but we're growing. I'm really excited about it. So here's what I've learned. Doing the work I do, meeting the people I meet, is that number one, people genuinely care. They really care. And they want to do something, but they don't know what to do, so they do nothing. Or they're terrified of being politically incorrect, so they don't do anything. Or they're just horribly misinformed. And so one of the roles at Under One Sky is to create a safe space for people to come to have sometimes difficult conversations. One of the biggest things that came as a surprise to me was my absolute interest in early learning and childcare. Getting involved with the Aboriginal Head Start in Urban and Northern Communities program. That was certainly not my field of study. I mean, I'm a mother. I have, had children. I also fostered Indigenous children. So very passionate about that, but didn't think about it as a career. And it ended up being the driving force behind what I do, because I really believe that's where we can make the biggest impact. Can't do a thing to undo residential schools. I can't undo Indian day schools. I can't undo the 60s scoop or colonization. But if we invest our energy and our hope and our resources into these young children, that's where we're going to see the change and the difference. And that's what keeps me going. It's what keeps me going to work every day. So when I think about leadership and Renaissance College and this particular program, I think about the future, and it will be this younger generation that will lead us through some of the turmoil that we're going through. There have been some significant changes for Indigenous people in the last little while, but there's also still so much that needs to change to reduce the disparities between non-Indigenous people and Indigenous people. And I think that what Renaissance College does here is take current issues. Community problem solving was, I think, one of the ones that my daughter and I both valued the most, because it took current issues in this community that we had to go and work for or work towards. And so that's the value of it. It's not just about learning the history and the facts. It's about what's going on right now. What needs to change right now, and how where the politics play in that, and how do you influence social change around that? And I think Renaissance College does a really good job of bringing that to an awareness, especially for young people. Well, I'm incredibly passionate about women's issues in general, but especially around women in leadership. So I'm a firm believer that it will be Indigenous women that will lead us out of some of the challenges that we're faced with today. And I believe that because you just need to look at the news. Who's in the news? It's mostly Indigenous women. Some of these amazing individuals like Cindy Blackstock happen to be related to an amazing individual, Pam Palmater. Pam is my sister. These are the folks that are in behind the scenes doing the hard work and trying to change what's going on. And so I'm really passionate about that, and would love to be able to develop a leadership program specifically for young Indigenous women. I think that would be an exciting challenge. One of the things we talk about moving forward around building this new center and what it could look like in the city of Fredericton for young Indigenous people in general, but especially for young Indigenous women. Some of the issues that our young families are facing are pretty serious, so we want to be able to address those, and it's almost always women that are doing the addressing. Well, I'm really honored to be receiving this Trailblazer Award. It certainly isn't anything I was expecting. I was a bit shocked when I was told, because I just don't see myself that way. I just go to work and do what I do, and so it's I'm honored. I'm really honored, because I feel a deep connection to Renaissance College for multiple reasons, and like I said earlier, it has given me what I need to do the job that I'm doing now. So it's really significant. It's really I'm just really grateful and really honored that they thought of me. Yeah, I just really didn't see myself as a trailblazer. I just do what I do because I love doing it. Yeah, so I'm a firm believer that if you got a dream, you got to tell it to everybody and anybody who will listen. And when I dream big, and I dream in Technicolor because it is free. It doesn't cost anything. So when we were dreaming about expanding our little tiny place on Union Street, I just kept thinking bigger and bigger and bigger. Not thinking that, we would get it all, but at least some of it.